Hey, hi, hello, what's up? My name is Megan. Welcome back. Today we're going to be chatting about, in my opinion, the worst products I tried in 2021. Disclaimer, if you love one of these products, if one of these products is your holy grail, that is fine. Good for you. I'm so glad that it works for you, but it did terribly on me. So if you're gonna take offense to this video, then maybe it's not for you, because I know some of these products a lot of people really love, but they just did not work for me. So in my opinion, they're the worst things that I tried this year. I'm gonna stick to a top 10, so this shouldn't be too long. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell just so that you're notified of all my uploads. I typically upload every Tuesday and Thursday, but especially for the month of December, I've been uploading a bit more frequently. So you want to make sure the bell's on so that you get notified of that. And of course, if you like me, if you like this video, if you like makeup, be sure to give it a big thumbs up before you leave. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into this stuff that sucked for me. We'll be inserting photographs of all of these over here. Most of them are no longer in my collection because I decluttered them to someone or returned them if possible. There is one still in my collection, but I'm not going to dig it out. I'm just going to put the product photo over here, kind of like I typically do. I do have a whole playlist of products I hated. I will go ahead and link that above if you guys want to check that out as well. There's a lot more products listed in those. But today we're sticking to the top 10. And we're going to start off hot. The first one I have is the Rare Beauty Liquid Blush. This was terrible. It was just so bad. Maybe I'm not a liquid blush person, but on me, this was very difficult to work with. It struggled to blend out. It was patchy. The shade that I got wasn't good, but that's just like a me thing, I guess. It was really too pigmented for my liking. I would only put like one tiny dot on and it still just looked like way too much. And I like blush. I'm a heavy, like I guess it doesn't look super heavy today, but like I don't mind a heavy blush look, but this just wasn't good. It was too finicky. Every time I was about to use it, I was literally scared that I was going to ruin my entire look. And usually I did. So yeah, that's like this product just, it was not for me. It was, in my opinion, not good. One of the worst things I tried this year. To be honest, it was a little bit traumatic, but yeah, so that's going to be a no from me. The next product I tried this year isn't new, but it's the Becca Under Eye Corrector. I gave that a go this year because a lot of people love it, and one of my friends had decluttered it to me. I also hated it. It was very like sticky and gummy under my eyes, and it would cling to the concealer really bad and create like big creases, and just like it just was like gummy. It was like the weirdest texture ever. I know a lot of people love this, but I hated it. I thought it was so bad. It made my under eyes look terrible. So that was one that, like, actually all of these in their own way were a little bit traumatic. Like, it was just so bad. So I would not recommend that one. The next product is the Eyelets Paradise Tanning Drops. These are also super hyped up in the community that I'm a part of. And these just did not work well for me. They did give me a little bit of a tan, but I felt like I had to really build it up and use it very frequently to get my desired color. And I picked up the shade medium, which like should have been fine because I mean, I'm like light to fair skin. So I picked these up. It just took way too much product to get my desired color of tone. And the component is very small and it is very expensive. This also faded really bad on me. Like I looked like a cheetah. Like it faded out in speckles. It was so weird. I just think that this sucked. It was trash. If you want a good self tanner, I recommend the St. Mott's. It's really affordable. They do sales. And it's just so much better, so much easier, less time. You wouldn't think so because it was a mousse, but like these were just not good. I ended up returning them, to be honest. The next product is the ABH Brow Freeze. I also know a lot of people enjoy this, but it was not it for me. It actually made my eyebrows, like, it felt like kind of gooey, I guess is what I'm looking for. It was just like, it kept them coated in this like thick gel, and it like wouldn't dry. It just stayed wet. So my eyebrows were just like gooey and gross. And even if I just use, because I know people are gonna be like, you use too much, bruh, I literally took my spoolie and went like off the top, just like barely even used any, and it just was not good. Plus, it's interesting now because the people that like bought it at launch, some of those people's products are actually starting to get like mold in the bottom. Super gross. Straight up looks like a petri dish. But yeah, so this was really just not good. It didn't hold my brows at all. It just made them like goopy. It was disgusting and I hated it. The next product is a Youth to the People eye cream. I had such high hopes for this. Like, I thought this was going to be my new holy grail eye cream. I love a lot of products from Youth to the People, but man, was this bad. The product was like stiff. When you put it under the eyes, I found that it did not absorb easily. It kind of like remained under there and got like, I don't know, like, you know when something's on your hand, you kind of go like that and it like kind of like balls up a little bit. That's what it was doing on my under eyes, and it is so, it's an expensive eye cream, which I don't have a problem with that. I love the Tatcha one. I love the Origins Plant Scription. So I don't have a problem spending a little bit of money on an eye cream, but this was bad. It was not hydrating at all, or nourishing, or moisturizing, or anything. I actually used about half of this and then just decided, fuck it, and I like decluttered it. It was so terrible. It was doing nothing for me. Up next, we have the Rare Beauty Cream Blush. Another one I know a lot of people like, but this just did not work for me. I tried this probably 6 or 7 times. If you guys have been around a while, you may remember that struggle bus over on Instagram. I literally tried this blush every which way possible, and I could not get it to work. It would either completely blend away off my face, or it would leave like a solid line of pigmentation down here. Like, it would disappear and take my foundation off and then just settle into a line. Like, it was the weirdest experience. So I just think whatever the formula is, it's not compatible with my skin. Like I said, I know a lot of people love it, but man, this was like the worst cream blush I've ever tried, in my opinion. And that's really why I've kind of just stopped trying Rare Beauty products, because I've hated a lot of them. The brushes were a win for me, but that's pretty much where it ends. So I just don't think that it was made for my skin like preferences, or my skin's needs. It's not good. I really struggled with their products. The next product is going to be the Catrice Foundation. A big one. I bought this because it was Tati's favorite foundation. She raved about it. A lot of other people started trying it and loved it, and I wanted to love it. And upon initial application, I did. It was really full coverage, but the shade was really good for me. It was a really true neutral tone. But within like an hour or two, it would start to break up really bad on me and get all textured and like just not good. I tried this a few different ways with a few different primers, trying to smooth it out, making the base a little bit thinner, because I was like, well, maybe it's too thick, it's too much product, like, you know, whatever, trying to troubleshoot. But I just hated the way this looked on my skin. And that's the thing about all these products, you guys, like, they just didn't work for me, and I had some kind of really not good experience. And that's why I think that they're the worst products that I tried, because I have products that are like, you know, not good, but like I can still make work. These were so bad that I couldn't make them work for me. So my anxiety speaking, it's me, whatever. But yeah, so I really hated that foundation, but luckily one of my good friends loves that foundation, and I was able to just send it to her so that she was able to get use out of it. So yeah, that was a big miss for me, and hated it. The next product I was so like disappointed was the Pat McGrath Midnight Sun. I did a whole review on this if you guys want to check it out and see what I'm describing, but wow. These were honestly some of the worst shadows that I've ever tried. It absolutely blows my mind how much people love this brand. It makes me wonder if maybe I got a bad palette, because I also had the Sublime palette, the little cheap ones she made for Sephora. I had that and I wasn't blown away by that either. And everyone's like, oh, it's so much different in the big palette. It's so much different in the big palette. Well, I would venture to say that that smaller palette was better, in all honesty, now that I've tried them both. But this palette was just not good. The mattes were so like patchy, and I tell you what, man, I would blend forever or just try to pack it no matter what I did. The mattes looked terrible. And I honestly thought that that was like, I couldn't believe it, you guys. I mean, I did like 4 or 5 looks with these, and like, I still just could not, I still can't believe how bad it was. The mattes looked terrible. The shimmers were so just like, they weren't bad, but I mean, I had those in like $20 or $15 palettes. Like, they were nothing special or to write home about. They actually were creasy on me, and like look what I'm wearing today. Look how shimmery and shiny and reflective this is. No creases, like nothing. Like, I rarely ever experience eyeshadow creasing. When I do, it is because of the shadow, because I never experience it unless it's like something random new that I'm trying. And I can count on like my hand the amount of times I've experienced creasing this year, and it's from 2 palettes that I've had, but nothing else is creased. So those are creasy. I tried the special formulas that are in her palettes, and while I think that those were pretty, again, they creased so bad that after 5 or 6 hours, they looked fucking terrible. And I'm not the person that like wants to touch up my eyeshadow or my makeup every 2 to 3 hours. Like, I don't have time for that. Like, I just don't. I need to be able to put something on and trust that it's going to wear really well until I come home. And this was not it. So the only shade I was really going to miss in that palette was the really sparkly silver one. And I found oh, fudge. I just got too much of that. These come out so so quick. The Danessa Myricks Cover Fix Foils. This one's in the shade Milky Way. And I'm just gonna blow this out really quick, because I think that this shade is like a dupe for that, and you can blend it out to even be more like sparkly. It is so sparkly or metallic. I've worn this before, but the difference is this doesn't crease on me at all. Like, it doesn't crease. It's long lasting. There's no fallout. Like, if you are picking up Pat McGrath palettes just for the special shades, these might be a better option, in my opinion. So yeah, this palette felt luxury. The packaging was really nice and heavy, but man, the product inside was just so bad. It sucks. I really wanted to love it, but I'm also glad that it wasn't good, because now I'm not tempted by Pat McGrath at all, because I don't want to purchase a palette that's $120 or $30 some and it suck. Like, I just don't want to, and I'm no longer interested. So that's really great for me. The next product is actually one that's newer that I've discovered that I hated. It is the LYS Beauty Foundation. This is a serum foundation, and I was really excited about this. I thought that I was going to be obsessed. Fucking hate it. I did a whole video of first impressions / reviews on this. I'll link it if you want to check it out in the cards. But in that video, I struggled with it really clinging and settling. And I'm talking like within a minute of application. Like, I finished down here and I was moving to up here and it was already settling and looking so bad. I was like, what is happening on my face? I took it all off. I tried again. It did a little better, but I still had a lot of clinging up around over here. I thought, okay, I'm gonna try it with a different primer. I did that over on IG and it still looked terrible. I don't know what it is, but it just clings to my skin. It settles really bad. It looks textured. It looks dry. And I have combination skin and I do my skincare routine. I make sure my face is prepped, hydrated, ready to go. I use a hydrating primer. So like there should have been absolutely no reason for any kind of fucking dryness happening on my face. I never experienced that ever. So I was like, what is happening? You know, so yeah, really, I hate that, unfortunately. And I know I'm not the only one to have had that experience, but it's also one of those products that you love it or you hate it. And you know what? Maybe serum foundations just are not for me. That was my first rodeo with them. And it might be my last because it wasn't good. Which sucks, but is what it is. The last item that makes my list of the worst products I tried in 2021 is the Rowan Beauty 1111 palette. You guys, do you know how much this retails for? It's like 50-ish doll hairs. I got it in Boxy Pop-Up for a great deal. I was really excited for a great deal. I still paid like $20 for it, but I was so excited because I've heard so many great things about this product and wow, it's just not good. When you swatch it, it looks really beautiful. I was so excited. I was like, man, this is gonna be awesome. It was not awesome. I wore it, I think 3 times. Then after that, I was like, I quit. I'm not doing it because it creased so bad. Like literally within minutes of application, it would already start to crease. And like I said earlier, like, I just don't have fucking time for that. Like, I don't have time for it. Like, creasy eyeshadow is not my jam. And I don't have time to like sit down and fuck around with it for 30 minutes before I leave the house either. Like, it's just, it wasn't good. And for the price point, similar to Pat McGrath, like I should be able to slap that shit on my lid and it should look so good. And there shouldn't be any issues. I shouldn't have to like mess around with it for a long ass time when I could grab like a $20 palette off my shelf and do a look that's quicker and it looks better. Like to me, that is so insane. And I feel like because those products were more expensive, it makes me hate them even more that they were so fucking bad. Like they were so bad. I was like, what is happening here? Like I couldn't believe it. It was terrible. Pat McGrath one was terrible. Like, those are probably my 2 most hated products this year. But maybe the sting of some of the others has gone away because the majority of that list I tried earlier this year. And then the stuff like, you know, the Catrice, the Rowan, ABH, Pat McGrath, and the OAS. Those are things that I tried more recently. But yeah, they were just terrible. And that's it for the worst purchases of 2021 for me. What is the worst product that you purchased this year and tried that you absolutely hate? Let me know in the comments. I'm so curious about this, so please let me know. I'm interested to see if we have anything similar, or you might even have products you hated that I love. So I would be very interested to see that. And yeah, that's all that I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.